Hello, everyone. It's me, Sasuke125 here, back again with another comic book review. And for today's review, I'm going to be taking a look at some of the MD Geist Ground Zero. And in case if you're wondering, as a Sasuke, what the hell is MD Geist? What's a Ground Zero? Well, for anyone that is doesn't know what MD Geist is, it was a OVA, well, two OVAs made by Koichi Ohara. It starred a badass anti-hero slash villain antagonist protagonist character MD Geist, who is a super soldier in the far future. So anyway, this is like a prequel comic to the infamous OVA, the first one that was released in 1986. So funny thing about MD Geist is that in 1996, 10 years after 1986. Anyway, so Central Park Media got the license to dub the original OVA, but the creator, well, not creator, the founder of Central Park Media, Wolfold, forgot what his name was, like Donald, Donald or something. Anyway. So this dude was a big fan of the OVA, despite its mixed quality. He decided to commission the original creator of said OVA, Koichi Ohara, to make like not only a sequel, but also a prequel comic and a comic book adaptation of the first OVA. Funny how there was no adaptation of the second OVA in comic book, but kind of a bit interesting how an obscure OVA actually managed to get a sequel. Well, because the person really liked the original, despite its shortcomings. In which, to be fair, MD Geist isn't a bad OVA. It's actually a pretty damn good one. It's kind of like, say, a Michael Bay movie. Sure, it's not exactly the most, how you say, high intellectual, but you still enjoy it for its action movie, antics and stuff. Anyway, so this is like a prequel to the original OVA. So, where Geist was like sealed up and then made a release. Anyway, here's the first issue of like Geist and Colonel Kreutz and and like some female soldier commander for. Anyway, so it kind of starts off with the whole with Geist, riding his motorcycle and shit, looking all badass and stuff, taking down some like next from soldiers and stuff. So yeah, this is like his female commander, showcasing Geist's abilities to the regular army. So yeah, okay, so there was like this civil war in like this planet named Hera and stuff. So there were two factions, the regular army and the Nextrum army. The Nextrums are kind of like the rebel group that exists. And the regular army as well, the main, people in charge, the regime, basically. So Hera is a part of like this empire of the Earth Empire and stuff. Yeah, apparently Earth expanded into other planets, build their own empire in space. Kind of like Warhammer 40K sort of. Anyway, minus all the weird supernatural bullshit. And so yeah, some of the people in Jira wanted independence because they feel that the Earth Empire doesn't give a crap about them. So yeah, that why the whole Civil War kind of happened. So anyway, you know, so you see like Croods and also the other commander. Anyway, so we are at like the facility area, and you see Geist coming out. And the thing about Geist, like in this early mini series, is that Geist is more literal programmed, meaning that he literally obeys the words to its literal degree, which becomes hilarious later on. So anyway, so there's like some training going on with some of the instructors and the other recruits and stuff. And then it's like this dude is like Hey, you, I want you to go and fight me and rip my arms off. I dare you. And then Geist is like, okay, we'll do it. I'll do it. And so they fight each other. And then it's like, meanwhile, Roots is having some reservations about using Geist for war and stuff. Then later on, in the next moment, you see Geist literally cuts off the dude's arms, even though he asked for it. And Bruce, and they're like, holy shit. Geist is like, what? He asked for it. Damn that he did. Anyway, so this is like another comic right here that's not related, but it's just like a little bonus story. So yeah, that's literally like the first issue. But yeah, Central Park Media did have like comic book tie-ins to a lot of their IPs, which is kind of unique actually. Unlike say Funimation or AVD Films, I believe they had like their own expanded material. Anyway, here's the next issue right here. So they're gearing up, and Geisen is like, Commander are going into battle against the Nextrum army, and they fly out and stuff, and they're going to go into like some base and shit, and then all of a sudden they get attacked by a monster. Luckily, Geist decides to go and cut the beast down. No armor, but damn is he good. So they manage to do just that, and so yeah, they're heading towards like the area where like the base is, and they're about to go and raid it. So yep, and that's pretty much like volume issue 2 right there. And oh yeah, and some guys like getting tortured. Then we get into issue 3, the last issue of Ground Zero. If there's a way view of it. So anyway, they go in, they know, go to the enemy base and shit, and things don't exactly go as planned, and a bunch of crazy stuff happens, and yeah, sure, Geist does take care of like some of the Nextrum soldiers, pretty badass. Like, and also, I really do love the artwork. Unlike a lot of '90s artwork, it actually looks pretty good, realistic, and well shaded. Oh yeah, funny thing is that Koichi Ohara actually did work on some issues himself, showing that the dude is a really talented artist. Again, I kind of wish this story did have like an OVA adaptation. So, then his commander dies tragically, and telling her last command is to Geist is like, don't tell anyone about how things went so horribly wrong and stuff. And Geist is later court-martialed by like Fruits, and demanding to know what exactly happened. But due to Geist's, literally following program and directive, he's not even saying anything about it. So they decided to sentence him like being frozen into like a base facility, even though he was technically following orders by his commander. And yeah, this is probably definitely going to bite Cruz in the ass later on. I can tell you that. And they send him up into space. Meanwhile, the rest of Jira is still going on with the civil war down below. Yeah, this definitely has not been working out that way. Anyway, so So yeah, there's just like some other bonus comic right here. So yeah, well, I know I just kind of summarized the whole story of like Ground Zero. Now, now Geist wasn't necessarily evil or batshit crazy, but instead he was technically loyal, and then he got backstabbed by like Roots and stuff. It kind of really recontextualized Geist's character, which is pretty good. Like I'd say it's a damn good read if you're an MD Geist fan. I mean, is it the best written comic? Yeah, that's debatable, but damn, is the artwork good. And for a little side story, it's definitely interesting. Anyway, this is SS Sasuke 125 here, and I just want to say thanks again for watching. And yeah, I will cover the comic book adaptation of the first OVA. Anyway, catch you all later. Goodbye now.